Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to the discussion of test number 21. Which one of the following does not contain lone pair? Ammonia, boron trifluoride, nitrogen, oxygen. In ammonia, there is a lone pair on nitrogen atom. In boron trifluoride BF3, there is no lone pair because it is electron deficient molecule. It has the deficiency of electron. Uh, and nitrogen oxygen also contain a lone pair, you can see in the figure. So option B will correct that BF3 does not contain any lone pair. Molecule which contain single covalent bond is hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, or C2H2 mean ethine. So hydrogen molecule contain the single covalent bond because there is one electron that is shared between the two hydrogen atoms. Option A will be correct. There is a double bond in oxygen and there is a triple bond in nitrogen and in ethine. So option A will be correct. Donation and acceptance of electron results in the formation of, we know that when one atom donate the electron and other atom accept the electron, shifting of electron or transfer of electron results in ionic bonding, and all other types including covalent, metallic and coordinate covalent bond does not involve in the transfer of electron from one atom to another atom. So option A will be correct, that is the ionic bond. A chemical force that holds the atoms together in a molecule is called chemical bond. Option A will be correct. Intermolecular forces and hydrogen burning, that is not the chemical bond because these are intermolecular forces between the different molecules of same type of or different types, because chemical bond relates to the force of attraction which holds the molecule, which holds the atom together in a molecule. So option A will be correct. Which was of the following contain polar covalent bond? Chlorine, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen, nitrogen. Option B will be correct because hydrogen chloride consists of two atoms, hydrogen and chlorine, and there is a difference between the electronegativity of hydrogen and chlorine, while all other options contain the similar atoms in a molecule, like that chlorine is the diatomic molecule, hydrogen, and nitrogen. There is a single bond or double bond or triple bond, it doesn't matter, because if the molecule consists of two similar atoms, there is no difference of electronegativity between the atoms, so it will be non-polar molecule. But when we are talking about the hydrogen chloride, it means there is a difference in the electronegativity of chlorine and hydrogen, so it will be a polar covalent bond. Option B will be correct. Which pair does not have double or triple covalent bond? First of all, methane CH4, that is non-polar. C2H2, ethine. So definitely ethine has triple covalent bond, but when we are talking about the pair which does not have a triple covalent bond, so in option A, ethine has triple covalent bond. In option B, methane, all the bond are singles, and methyl chloride, all bonds are singles. So option B will be correct because in methyl chloride and methane all bonds are single bond. In option C, again there is ethene, which contain double covalent bond, and in option D, carbon dioxide, that also contain a double covalent bond. There are two double covalent bonds between carbon and oxygen, so option B will be correct, that contain all the singles bond. If the electronegativity difference between two bonded elements is 2.0, then the bond will be, definitely bond will be ionic, because if the electronegativity difference is greater than 1.7, the bond will be ionic, and if the electronegativity difference is less than 1.7, the bond will be covalent. It might be polar or non-polar. Uh, Double covalent bond involves how many electrons? So double covalent bonds involve 4 electrons, because each atom shared its 2 electrons. So when 2 electrons are shared between each atom, total electrons will be equal to 4. Option C will be correct. Which one of the following is not electronegative element? Nitrogen is electronegative element. Oxygen is also electronegative element. Fluorine is the most electronegative element. And sodium, that is electropositive element. So option D will be correct, because alkali metals are highly reactive due to their electropositive character, and sodium belongs to alkali metals, so it is not an electronegative element, but also it is electropositive element. The density of ice at 0 degree centigrade, that is equal to 0.917 gram per centimeter cube. This is a memory based question. You have to remember this value. uh, Sometime it is taken approximately 1, but exact value is equal to 0.917 gram per centimeter cube. Identify which pair does not have non-polar covalent bond. Oxygen chlorine, that is non-polar covalent bond. Identify which pair has. So in question there is a negation. Identify which pair does not have non-polar covalent bond. Option A, oxygen and chlorine both are non-polar. Hydrogen and water and nitrogen. Water is polar, nitrogen is non-polar. And option C, water is polar. In option D, water and hydrochloric acid both are polar. So option D will be correct. After losing one electron, sodium atom attains the electronic configuration of which noble gas? Helium, neon, argon, krypton. So sodium has 11 electron, totally 11 electrons, and 1 electron in its valence shell. When it is removed by the sodium atom, so it has total number of electrons that are equal to 10, and 10 electrons possessed by neon. It means option B will be correct, because neon has 10 electron and sodium ion has 10 electron. Both will have the same electronic configuration, that is 1s2 2s2 2p6. More electronegative elements can form bonds between themselves. Justify. More electronegative elements like that: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, nitrogen, oxygen, they can form covalent bonds by mutual sharing of electrons between themselves. So they do not lose their electron, or they do not accept electron from one another. They can make bond, that is the covalent bond, and there is no electronegativity difference between the two similar atoms. That is the reason they can form bond. Now, what is the relationship between electronegativity and polarity? Uh, Greater the difference of electronegativity between the two atoms, greater will be the polarity. Like that, hydrochloric acid is a polar molecule, and similarly, greater the electronegativity difference, greater will be the polarity of the molecule. What is the difference between polar and non-polar covalent bond? Explain with an example. Polar covalent bond mean difference of electronegativity, as we have discussed earlier in previous question. And non-polar covalent bond mean the bond formed between similar atoms, like that hydrogen, hydrogen, nitrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, oxygen, etc. What is coordinate covalent bond? Coordinate covalent bond mean Electron pair is donated by one atom and accepted by another atom. Example is like that: ammonia and hydrogen ion, ammonia and boron trifluoride. You can see it, donor atom and acceptor atom. You can write all these things. Which electrons are involved in chemical bonding? Unpaired electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom are involved in the chemical bonding. So remember that valence electrons are involved in the chemical bonding. Explain the type of covalent bonds with at least one example. You can write all uh, in explanation, which is given at page number 61, 62 and 63. Types of covalent bonds, so you can सिंगल डबल कोवलेंट ये सब आप उसके अंदर एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. Define hydrogen bonding. Explain that how these forces affect the physical properties. Hydrogen bonding define कीजिए. उसके बाद उसकी जितनी प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं, मेल्टिंग पॉइंट, बॉइलिंग पॉइंट, वो सारी चीज़ें आप इसके अंदर डिस्कस करेंगे. Explain the formation of ionic bond between sodium and chlorine. First of all, write the electronic configuration of sodium and chlorine, their ionized form, then they will combine together to form sodium chloride. All the explanation will be written in this question. So that is the end of your discussion. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.